Tomorrow is the Arnold United Kingdom, there's only one day left. Don't worry, I'll do a live stream. And today we're going to see who the competitors are in each category, because some are no longer competing, they've dropped out of the competition, and some new ones have joined. I think we're going to have two really interesting showdowns, both in Open and in Classic. And I'm going to give my analysis and opinion on how I think things will turn out, who's going to win, who's going to come in third or fourth. Let's take a look. First of all, in the Open category we had these men, but Hadi Chopin is no longer going to compete. It's a shame, we're losing one of the best, but there are also withdrawals in Classic and Physique. Vaid Badpay is also not going to compete. These names on the right were planned for the competition, but I'm telling you, they're already outdated. And on the other hand, here you have the updated list of those who are going to be the competitors in the Open category. These are the men here, there are no more. Some are out, there's someone new, and here are the ones for Classic. Now let's move on to the order in which I think they might place. In 5th place, Open is hard to judge since most are at a similar level. But I think Abu Kone could be here, my buddy who ate a shovel. He never skipped jaw day, he saves nuts for the winter. This man recently debuted in Open bodybuilding in Detroit. This guy used to be Classic, and I think he's going to do pretty well in this Arnold. Let's move on to the top 4. I think Blessing Abodibu could be here after his good performance at the Detroit Pro. I think he has shown that he can place well, and in fact he has moved ahead of some men on this list. That's what's going to happen in Open bodybuilding at this Arnold United Kingdom. Therefore I think this could happen again. He might even do a little better. I've said it before, Blessing Abodibu isn't my favorite bodybuilder, not even close. I think his obliques are a bit disproportionate, sometimes his waist looks wider, and his legs are still quite a bit behind his torso. I don't think he's a balanced bodybuilder, and I really don't like his physique at all, but I do think that in this competitive lineup, he could reach up to 4th place. Let's be honest, except for the top spots, the Arnold will be pretty bad. In 3rd place, I'm going to put the former Mr. Olympia Brandon Curry. I think he can take 3rd place. In the recent regular Arnold, you saw that he came in pretty well. I think he brought a good version of himself. Though he seemed to be declining, he really shocked everyone at the Arnold. That side chest is insane. Then, well, anyway, in some poses his quadriceps look really flat. This guy is all adductor and hamstring, but then his quadriceps really let him down. In a lot of poses his legs look pretty from behind, you know, and that hurts his score. And his conditioning usually isn't the best, but in this case he came in really well. You never know, anything can happen. But come on, Brandon is my pick for top 3. 2nd place will probably go to the bald grumpy guy Martin Fitzwater. I can't put his Instagram in the background because he took it down again. After posting a bunch of Joker stuff putting on a show, well, you all know what happened, right? I'll show you some saved photos and videos. I think he's going to end up in 2nd place, with a probability of winning around 20 or 30%, something like that, okay? I'm giving him a pretty high chance. Because I think that after the blow he took at the Arnold, not so much in terms of placement, but for his self-esteem, he felt like he did terribly. That everything had gone really badly, okay? That it was a bad version of himself. I think he must have taken this Arnold United Kingdom very seriously, very seriously. He's going to look for redemption. I think he's going to look for a fresh start, a clean image. Let's hope he behaves much better than at the regular Arnold Classic, whether he comes in 2nd or wins. If he comes out like he did at the Prague Pro, I think he has a serious chance of winning this competition. He came out big, he came out dense, he came out hard, he came out very defined, and he came out with a good line. I think if he does something like that. In the past month, he's been hidden, improving, so we've barely seen him. Now there's a chance to beat Andrew, which leads me to who I think will take 1st place. Yes, I think Andrew Jackett will win the Arnold again and take home $1 million for 1st place. Here it's $250,000. What can I say about Andrew that hasn't already been said? He's one of the bodybuilders with the best lines, best structure, more aesthetics. His width is amazing, with a controlled waist, a very good midsection, beautiful. He has a lot of muscle mass. He's a guy of about 130 kilos on stage. That's something to appreciate. A very big guy, with very pumped muscles, very 3D. That's great, although he's not perfect. Andrew won the award for best poser, and I don't think he poses very well, to be honest. I think that's something that works against him. Sometimes he makes some posing mistakes. Wow, Andrew, it's been a long time since you showed me your little tongue, now that I think about it. I miss his tongue poses. Andrew Jackett's physical condition. The definition. I think at the Arnold it wasn't that good, and I think at the Olympia he brought the best he's ever had. But what's happening? He's been posting some updates, which we're going to see now, where he looks very big, very full, but he also looks very defined. Let's see what I want to show you. Here it is. This most muscular pose looks insane to me. Here he appears just as defined as at the Olympia. Come on, If he already won the Arnold Classic beating Nick, Hadi, Martin and everyone else, if he shows up at the Arnold United Kingdom looking the same but better and more defined, well, I don't think there's anything else to say. I think Andrew Jackett is going to take first place. There's a 70 to 80% chance. Like I said, he's not perfect. His legs could be better. His hamstrings and adductors are pretty weak, but aside from that, it's casi perfecto. Perfect. So for me, Andrew Jackett is the winner, Martin second, Brandon third, and then the ones I mentioned. That would be my top 5. Now let's move on to Classic Physique. These are the men that we would initially have in the Classic category. And now I'll show you the final list. Here it is. This would be the definitive Classic Physique list. We have a couple of Mexicans, as you can see. We also have a Spaniard. It's going to be interesting. I'll repeat. I'll live stream. At the end, I'll share competition times so you don't miss it. Now the top 5 and my predictions for their placements. In 5th place, I'm going to put the Mexican Jorge Herrera. First of all, this is his current condition. You can see he's extremely shredded. I mean, what a level of definition. He's very hard. He's also dense. He looks full. Honestly, he's going to show up looking spectacular. And this is how he looked at the Arnold Classic in the previous one, where he placed 5th behind Kim Angel. I think in this Arnold United Kingdom, he could end up 5th again behind Kim Angel, or he could even place 4th by overtaking him. I think 4th and 5th place will be between him and Kim. Now let's check out Kim Angel. He's absolutely shredded. This is the latest thing Kim has posted. Let's zoom in a bit because I want you to see the definition he's showing. First, his legs are completely fat-free. Very good. His chest is striated. Kim Angel is vascular. Very full. This man's chest and shoulders are insane. Look at how defined his obliques are. Check out the striations in his chest. Let's see how his lower back looks. The lower back is really good too. Very dry. The glutes are super shredded. You can see that Kim Angel, among other things, goes for definition. Definition and size. He's a very dense and very defined guy. What doesn't work in his favor is his structure. He has a good structure for open if you want, but when I see this guy pose, I see everything except a classic. But that doesn't take away from his merit. On the contrary, that's how he was born and you can't change that. You can change what he perfected, which is significant size. He's huge and very defined. The only thing he still needs to improve is his back. You can't quite see it wide or dense enough, and that's a shame. He also still needs to work on his abs, but well, he's already working on it. He's already made great improvements. I think Kim Angel could end up in 4th place. Because in 3rd place, I'm going to put the Italian bodybuilder Andrea Mamoli, and I'm putting him there for several reasons. And the bodybuilder too. So far, Andrea has placed ahead of Kim, ahead of Jorge, ahead of all of them. Andrea Mamoli won the award for Best Poser. In my opinion, very well deserved. And he has a physique that totally represents what classic physique should be. Very beautiful. Look at this pose. Look at this pose. What an aesthetic he has. What's going on? And what huge quadriceps. He's very aesthetic. I think he has some beautiful classic poses. And from the front and the side, he's very good. But what's the issue? From the back, not so much. You'll see that he doesn't like to pose his back. Why could that be? Well, the same thing happens to Andrea Mamoli. Tyler Mannion already criticized him for it, and the judges penalized him a little bit. It's that, even though he has a lot of muscle and a lot of definition, and very good aesthetics and structure, okay, he's balanced, he has too much lower body, or too little upper body if you prefer. His arms are very good, but when it comes to his back takes away too much. And I think this gentleman needs more back, and more torso in general. To make up for his impressive lower body, I ranked Andrea Mamoli 3rd. If someone makes a mistake, which I doubt, he could move up to 2nd, but I don't see him winning. He looks great here, but I'll show you photos of him next to Wesley Beezers. And well, he looks like his little nephew. This guy is about 170 centimeters tall, while Wesley is 190, wow. And now we're down to the top 1 and 2. Maybe a lot of you weren't expecting this, but I think I'm going to put Wesley Beezers 2nd. He won the Arnold Classic, he won Detroit, but of course he won them when Mike wasn't there. And if everything goes well now, Mike won't forget to sign up. He won't miss the weight, he won't mess up, and he'll compete. The reason I'm going to put him 2nd, I'll justify it now. Although again, let's talk about probabilities. For me, Wesley has a 40% chance of winning. Okay, 40. For me, Mike has 60 and Wesley has 40. I'll say it now. Let's say there are 4 reasons for this. First reason. The legs have improved quite a bit, although I don't think it's enough to compete with Mike Sommerfeld's. His are wild. We'll see them now. Come on, just look at those legs. I think that Wesley, no matter how much he has improved, won't be able to have legs or glutes like that. Like the ones Mike Sommerfeld has. In comparisons, this will hurt Wesley a lot. Next with Wesley, what's another issue? His structure. I actually think it's pretty decent since he's broad with wide shoulders. but his waist is boxy and wide. Mike's waist isn't much thinner, but he hides it better by pulling it in or sucking it in. And it gets hidden. But it's true, Wesley just doesn't have the best waist in that sense. It's not a flaw itself, but it's one reason I think they might pick Mike. I think the difference is too obvious in terms of proportions. Mike, just look at this. How can he have these proportions? He's an hourglass. That's unbelievable. I think this will really benefit Mike. Between those giant legs, the tiny waist you can see when she hides it. See? When she lowers her arms, you can see her wide waist. But then she does this. Yup. La esconde, se le mete pan. And there's no waist. It's incredible. Well, so that structure, those shapes, and those legs, I think they're going to beat Wesley. Wesley's front biceps. It's incredible. And I think he can beat Mike. He has really pumped lats from the front. Okay? He's super wide. Look how amazing that is. I like Wesley. I'm telling you. I really like him as a bodybuilder. From the side, I think he's also pretty good. But what happens? We have the abs and legs poses, which are going to go to Mike, I have no doubt. And we have the back pose, which is one of Wesley's worst. Let's see if we can see it. Here it is. He has one side of his back that's bigger and a noticeably weaker glute. He needs more hip thrust for that glute. I'll add a clearer picture so you can see, since he rarely uploads them. And so this is the third problem I wanted to talk about with Wesley Beezer. For me, he's not a complete bodybuilder. Side pose. Brutal. Front biceps pose. Brutal. Classic pose. Really cool. Abdominal pose. Not great. Back pose. Very bad. Mike from the back easily beats Wesley Beezer. Just look at his back pose. Great lower body and back. Nothing more to add. The classic pose is also insane. And the abs pose is also tremendous. The third thing I want to mention, and this is very subjective, is that he did really well at the Arnold Classic. Okay, he went for size and it worked out for him. At the Detroit Pro, he went a bit more for definition and it also worked out for him. But what happens? At the Arnold United Kingdom, I find it a bit hard to believe that he's going to come in improved. You know what I mean? It's just that after coming out almost perfect at the Arnold Classic and in Detroit, doing a third perfect competition is extremely difficult. So for me, my winning horse is Mike Sommerfeld with a 60% chance, but he shouldn't let his guard down because, like I said, Wesley could win it again. I've already mentioned two reasons. A much bigger lower body, a better structure. In terms of definition, I think they'll come in similar. In my opinion, Mike is more complete, he has fewer weak points. And I think that after messing up the last 2 times, he won't mess up again. And maybe this has made him wake up, just like Martin. I think both of them have woken up, and in this case, Mike. Well, I think he's going to win by a very small margin, although he could also end up in second place. Here's my view of the top 5 in Open and Classic. Now, about the schedule, I'll live stream my commentary on Classic, Physique, Fitness and Wellness. We already know which is last. Pre-judging, preliminary judging, from 12:30 to 1:30. Wait, that's not right. From 1:30 to 2:30. Okay, let me translate it for you. Arnold Classic Men's Open, the big bodybuilders. Okay, 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Wait, that's not right. Let's say they start around 8 because at that time Fitness and Wellness also come out again for the finals. And also at that same time we have the Classic Physique finals. So Friday is the big day. Now for Saturday, the Open finals will be between 7 and 9:30 p.m. You know, that's not right. Add an hour since they need time for bikini and men's physique. See you tomorrow at the Arnold United Kingdom. We'll end the video here. What do you think the results will be? I'll read your comments.